Good morning, darling. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's have our coffee together. We hadn't done that for a while. You know, I didn't know what I was going to talk about. And I looked over and I saw this piece of the Berlin Wall that I dug out when the wall came down on November 9th, 1989. And I don't know if you can see it, what I dug out. It has barbed wire, cement, a piece of wood inside, and it's kind of heavy. But, you know, that was such a magical, magical moment, and one that no one thought would happen. We were all astonished that the wall came down. And I had been in Berlin just a few months before with the Banner of Hope, wanting to have it pulled through Checkpoint Charlie, which was the checkpoint getting people back and forth from the east to the west. And in East Berlin, they had kids, you know, standing to hold the banner, and it was a big deal. And in the West, it never is easy. In communist countries, it was always easy to do things because they wanted to do it, and all they had to do was just push a button or make a phone call, and it was done if they wanted it done. So anyway, I wanted the banner pulled through Checkpoint Charlie, and they said, "Oh no, Patricia, oh no, that's not possible." And so when the wall came down just that few months later, I was in New York, and I got a phone call from a friend in East Berlin, and at the time I was talking to a woman in real estate. She's a friend now on Facebook. And I found out about the wall, and everybody was like, "Oh my God," you know. I turned on the television in my hotel room, and this woman said, "Pat, you've got to go." And I said, "Well, of course I do." And I called friends in San Francisco, and we got together, and we took the banner, and we went. And oh my God, it was just incredible. The joy, the beauty, the scrambling to get a piece of the wall. And I said that I really wanted the banner pulled through Checkpoint Charlie. And I talked to the mayor in West Berlin, and I talked to secretaries and so forth, and they said, "No, no." And I had someone come to meet me then from West Berlin, and they said, or East Berlin, I'm going to get all mixed up, in East Berlin, and they were so fearful because they could never easily go back and forth. It was a crime, and people had been killed for doing that. So this woman came over, and she was just trembling, and she said, oh, Patricia, we can't do it. The children might be killed." I said, "They're not going to be killed. No, it's a whole different thing." And she said, "Oh, you are so courageous." And I thought, no, I'm not courageous, not at all. It's just the way it is. And so she got 100 and some odd kids to come from the East. And I then had to get the kids from the West. Now, how was I going to do that? I only had one day to pull it together. And I finally got in touch with a school. It was a Paul Robeson school, right on the border. And those kids came out. Little by little, I got the kids. And it was so incredible to see the children coming from the east towards Checkpoint Charlie. It was like a mirage. And they were each one with an adult. And they were like so nervous and so frightened. And the kids in the West were cheering them on. And we were standing there with our banner ready to unfurl it. And the kids looked, and then they started to turn around and go back. And I said to this wonderful man I had met in the East who was there, and we were just crying. Oh, the tears were flowing. And that at last this thing that so many people had worked for so long had happened, just like that. And this man said, children, whatever he said, it was in German, and they turned around and they came. And I wrote about it in Whispers from God. You should really read it, because I can't go into it here the way I can when I'm writing. Oh God, it was just the most incredible thing. As they came across and joined the kids from the West, and they carried the banner, just hordes of people, and they carried the banner of hope through Checkpoint Charlie. And then I went later and dug this piece of the Berlin Wall out. And years later, I was invited to an African American church in San Francisco to give a speech about, and I chose to talk about walls. And what I realized is how many walls we put up between ourselves. That's the magic of all this. Realizing we don't have to have these walls. We have all kinds of walls between us. The wall of different color skin. The wall of rich and poor. The wall of disability and ability. The wall of young and old. So many different kinds of walls. When truth is, we're all the same. And we can break those walls down in a flash. We don't have to have those walls. And that's one thing that I've been working, well, for years I've been working on that. And I have found no matter where I go in the world, and darling, I've been there. No, you name it, I've been there. We're all the same. And I make friends everywhere. There's no difference between us. And children certainly know that. And taking children with me to talk to other kids and to world leaders, it's been just a marvelous, marvelous benefit to my life. And hopefully it's changed some things in the world. Well, I know it has. It certainly changed me. And so when I look at this piece of the Berlin Wall, and I think about the things that we say can't be done today, or we can't do that. I think about the immigrant children, those children who must be so lonely, who must be so bereft, and to have American people out screaming at those children breaks my heart. No need for it. There's no need for that. Why are they doing that? They're building a wall because they've got theirs and they want to bring the ladder up. Don't let anyone else come in. This is ours. So they're building a wall. And it's up to us, to you and to me, to tear these walls down with our attitude, first of all. And any way that we can to influence other people, to change their their rhetoric and recognize there's no threat there. So anyway, darling, this is Preacher Pat. I hope you have a great day, darling. Tear those walls down, babe. Bye. Mwah.